right. It's on? All right. Let me see. Is the volume up? Can you guys hear me? Hey, everybody. It's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald. We're coming to you live for the 7:15 Facebook Live this week. Here from Virginia Beach, Virginia at the Copper Dragon and the Institute for Christ Consciousness. We have a whole bunch of people tonight. A lot of fun. We're going to get to the God's Honest Truth. This forum is about asking questions to help everybody from love. And we're going to just give it a few minutes to see if a few more people come on. And then we'll start. We're going to do some sage and get everything going. And we'll go from there. Oh, I'm making a big mess. So get your questions together and we're going to go from here. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Everybody in the audience, too. Hi. All right. We got some new stuff going on here tonight. We got the lights in the background. If you can see the lights behind me, we got really cool new lights up and to make it more harmonious and lovely. Feel really good. All right. And we're just going to light this now, the sage. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Nikki says hi.
Hi, Nikki. All right. I'm just going to
so
put the sage. Hey, Ashley. I'm just going to sage everybody and get the energy off here. And we're going to get on the road here and clear all energy and anything that's toxic, unwell, unbehooving. Let's thank God for a great time. A lot of fun. God's honest truth. Best time. Best wisdom. Everything we need. You can come here live. You can call in. You can do Facebook here as well. Facebook Live in person. And you can call in as well and on personal messenger. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to show you who we got here tonight. If I can take it off of here. So you can see some of our people. Here's my faithful assistant, Jen. I don't know, can you see Jen? All right, there's some of our people in the audience. There's Debbie and Mark and Maddie and Steve and Wendy. All right, and here's me again. and there's Rachel, and there's our new plant. Cool new plant. Cool new lights, as you can see. All good things, right? All right, so I'm just going to put you guys back up here, and we're going to get the show on the road and have a really good time. All right, and get to the God's honest truth of the answers that you guys need so you can live your greatest lives from love, because that's what this is all about. Okay, so whenever you guys are ready, do anybody here in the audience have any questions for tonight?
I do.
Rachel, what you got?
I was wondering if you could talk more about how your 12th house, how your ascendant bridges your past lives with your current life.
Okay, so Rachel has an astrology question. What she's talking about is in astrology, you have different houses and you have something called the ascendant. She wants to know how the 12th house bridges your first house through the ascendant and past lives. Okay, so it's no accident that your 12th house is about your past lives, right? And it is your first house that is the house of you, okay? Anytime you have the house of you, it's the Aries house. The house of you is all about you in so many different ways, in all ways. And your rising sign is the you show to the world, and that's your ascending sign, okay? So with that, your 12th house, all right, is connected through the rising sign. And the reason this is because in this lifetime, one of your biggest missions is to heal the stuff from past lives. And this is where the self meets your past lives in this reality at the ascending sign, which is really kind of cool, right? In your chart. Now, again, there are many different aspects in astrology, but this is one of the cool, neat, state-of-the-art pieces of information that universe has guided me to share with you guys, right? And me and Rachel were up to like 3 a.m. with, I think, Molly last night talking about this crazy cool stuff because it's really fascinating. So your 12th house is your past lives, the things that you came in here on a soul, massive soul level to heal, right? And many times that 12th house has a lot of stuff in it from many lifetimes. The more gifted the soul, the more stuff you got going on, and the more you've come in here, or you have come in here to heal and change, and also so you can live your greatest life. Okay, does that answer it? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. Who else? Wendy, you got anything?
Nothing yet.
Okay. All right, Deb. Oh, Jen has something?
I do. I have something. Was Mary Beth trying to tell me to contact her husband?
Yeah. Mary Beth is one of Jennifer's friends who passed away in the beginning of, I think it was this year, like right after Christmas.
Yeah.
They had a lovely holiday time, her family, and it was really, really magical because for some reason God brought us to their house right before Christmas. I think we were getting some hot cocoa balls that they were making, and we were purchasing them. But there is no accident. God does everything so you can say goodbye to people sometimes, so you can see people you haven't seen in a while. Well, her friend Mary Beth had passed away within this past year from cancer, and it was right after the holidays. So what happened is, Jennifer's asking me if Mary Beth came in to and was around her. When was that? Today? You're talking about?
Like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you in the car?
No, I was at the shed.
Okay, because it also comes in that either she has come in or is coming in when you're at the car, because it's weird because I see her. It's kind of strange because it's kind of like, you know how they have that little Jesus that you put on the windshield? I feel like she's like right there. And that makes sense because she was very, very religious. You know what I'm saying? But that's what she's showing me in an image for you. So yeah, so if she hasn't, she will. But if you feel that, this is truth. You know in your heart what the truth is by how it feels always, okay? All right, so who's next? Anybody? You got a question, Ryan?
I do. Ashley was asking, she said, I'd love to know if you see a new home coming through for us soon.
Who?
Ashley DeWeese.
If I see a what?
A new home coming in for her soon.
Okay, I'm thinking, a new homecoming, like a dance or something, but no, in the way that you said it. Mm-hmm. So, okay, a homecoming in the future for her. There's going to be massive changes across the board, and you got to remember that the world is not in the way that it once was. We are living in a world of multi-dimension. So if you think about the belief systems, there's many different belief systems, and then there's a core main belief system, and then there's like the edge of like basically the enlightenment journey or the world changing to love, to their heart space, 5D and changes beyond that, okay? So we are living multidimensionally. So it's kind of like we're riding the cutting edge of this dimension in belief systems that are no longer going to serve us anymore into the future. But because you talk to your neighbors and everybody still thinks everything is the same as it was in this delusion to some variation, right? Because of this, the home that you're asking me about with Truth of God is not going to come in the way that you think and when you think and how you think. It's an alignment with Source or God or love, right? To come in the best, most beneficial way for you. Why? Because the reason all the systems in Earth world are falling apart is because the world is toxic. The systems are not truth of love or truth of God in the purest form of love, right? So when that happens, at some point, these systems have to or become crumbling, or destruction happens, right? And that's what's happening with Pluto and Saturn and these really radical times astrologically. These are the catalysts for all the changes that are happening here, right? So with your house, okay, it's not going to be in the way that you think or at the time that you think. The sooner you let go of wanting it so bad, then it will come in. But everything is in God's time, right? And even when you think, or you might get upset about it, all you do when you do that is you push it further back, all right? So it behooves you to release this, ask love to clear it and put the best way to be in place of this in you and give you the best way to be, right? From love, all right? And the house will come in, and universe is going to bring it to you. And this is with everybody's karma, okay? There's massive karmic change going on. And the people who have been in their karma for, let's say, the last 20 years, meaning the people who have been in their hearts and keep growing and trying to be in their hearts. Let's say you just decided to change and be in your heart yesterday. universe, all right, recognizes that. So it doesn't mean if you weren't in your heart 5 minutes ago, you're screwed, right? It just means that your karma is going to be returned to you. It is God's time, or time of love. It's love's time now. Even though we're living in all these multi dimensions and beliefs, it is now time of love. And anybody who is in that space of God and is doing this work will be rewarded massively. Like years ago, like 30 years ago, I asked for the best relationship with my mom, and it was something that couldn't happen for like 20 years. And now, with all the changes in the world, my mother's perspective has changed, and so I'm sure has mine. So we are more in alignment with each other, and now we are developing a friendship. Even though it wouldn't have been my way of thinking about this friendship in this way, it absolutely is changing. So God is answering our prayers, our karma is coming back, and the things that we are asking God for are happening. So Ashley, right? Yes. All right. Ashley, when you ask this, it is coming. Trust the universe, because they're going to make it that you're going to get the best house possible from love, okay? The best house in the best way, and the most abundance, so that you don't spend 25 to 45 to 48 to 57% more for the house in the end. So you're going to get the best house for you without the toxic, okay? Without the paying extra, because in these times, the universe is looking out for us now more than ever. So if things don't happen in the way that you think that they should, it is because God has a better plan for you. Trust it. Go with the flow. Say, okay, God, thanks for this happening. Let it go and ask for it to happen in the best way. Create it from love, and it will come in. But this is about being patient and waiting, right? And working with universe from love in God's time, clearing your blocks that stop it from happening. So universe will be rewarding us over and over and over and over, and have our backs, And this happens with, with Crazy. Thanks for coming. And thank you, everybody, for coming, too. So this is happening with well stuff and unwell stuff. Like I had somebody who was one of my clients the other day, or one of my people, and this person was doing something that wasn't honoring me. And I was like, hey, man, I didn't want to say anything, but universe was like smacking me in the back of the head. Like, you need to say this to her. You need to tell her that she needs to honor you. And I said, hey, so-and-so. Universe, God, or love is telling me that you need to honor me, because if you don't honor me, I said, stuff that's going to come here is going to be not well for you, and it's coming, and it's not because of me and you. I'm telling you what universe is telling me, because maybe you're not doing the right thing. And so this is huge crossroads for everybody, because it's not me who's going to send that nasty energy out. If I'm in alignment with God, or unwell things out to people necessarily, right? If I'm in alignment with God or love in the purest form, people like me and all of us, right? Love has our back now more than ever, and they will literally do it for you. Like I can see dark angels fly right by me, and they take care of the karma, and even when I'm not even consciously aware of it, they always have my back. Anybody who would betray us or be toxic to us, because it is time for these changes in the world, and God or love honors love in the purest form always, because love is all the power, and love wins. Love wins. So you're going to have a lot of interactions with people, and this is why I'm sharing this with everybody. You're going to have a lot of interactions with people that are going to be kind of challenging and strange like that. I'm like, look, I said, girl, I'm here to tell you, you got to honor me, because if you don't, not good shit is coming, and you're not going to like it. And it has nothing to do with me or you. It has everything to do with your actions, right? And universe sending it back. So it's important for everybody to know this. Like, you'll know things coming in that you might not regularly know, because as we rise in vibration too, and we do our spiritual work, or we work with love and we work with God, and we're always trying to be in our heart space all the time, right? As much as possible. The more we do that, the more universe is going to reward us and protect us and bring us great things. And they will talk to you. They will tell you when somebody's trying to deceive you before the person even gets the words out of their mouth. Happens to me all the fucking time. So I know when spiritual people aren't my friends, even though they might not think I do, right? And, it's like, you could say, well, you're psychic. Of course you would. But the higher in tune you are with God or love, you know who your friends are. You know what's going on way beyond the scenes, way beyond even when you're thinking about it. I don't even have to ask God, because the more you work with love, the more the information just flows, because I'm in alignment with this river of love energy that is continuous. And the more we are in that alignment, the more wisdom we have, the more knowing we have, and the more great things happen for us, right? So this is how it truly works. So get ready to see these things, in these times, because you're going to notice these doorways opening up, and that you're more gifted. You're going to be seeing more things. Different things are going to happen with your gifts too as well. Okay, anybody else? Some more questions? Deb?
Yes, I just found out that my cousin is in ICU with COVID. She's been there for 6 days.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, how old is she? Is it a girl or a boy?
It's a girl.
Yeah, because I'm picking up on girl energy.
Probably late 40s or early 50s.
Yeah. This is, believe it or not, about lessons not learned. Does this make sense to you in any way? We call in unwellnesses, whether it be COVID or something else, right? We call those in based on the stuff that we have to heal internally in our souls. So this comes in as part of her healing and learning journey, right? And there's a lot for her to learn from this. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. And we can send her love and angels and healing energy. Is that cool?
Yes.
All right. Thanks God for that for us. And for her, what is her name?
Michelle.
Michelle, from love in the purest form. And thank you, God, for that for her, and for all of us from love in the purest form. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Who else? Anybody out here in the audience?
I do have a question.
Go ahead. Wendy has a question.
So I know we've talked about that we have, lots of angels, and do we normally have just one spirit guide that's with us through our journey in this lifetime, or do we have multiple?
Just like angels, you have multiple, and just like God is infinite, you have multiple guides, multiple spirit animals, multiple angels, just like multiple information comes in from everywhere from God or love. So it comes. So you'll have main ones a lot of times. You'll have ones that'll stick with you most of the time. There'll be ones that'll be with you during your hardest times. Think about when the footsteps prayer, where when the guy says to Jesus that he sees one set of footprints, and Jesus is like, "That's when I carried you," right? Yeah, you guys all know that, right? It's a great prayer. It's absolutely lovely. All right, so angels, I'm getting all emotional. Angels will, and your guides too, will come in. Certain ones will come in when it's best, and ones that aren't with you all the time, depending on what your soul calls in, subconsciously and consciously, and what you need. Like, if you call out and ask God for help physically, in Earth World, and you verbally say it, or whether your soul sends out the radar for it. You know what I mean? So ultimately, you have, Wendy is asking about angels and guides, and do you have one or many? And really, you do have many. They come and go, and many times they will be with you and have been with you, just like when people say ancestors, just like family members and souls. They come and go, and you can call them in as well. All right. So, but you have, depending on difficulties and different things in life, you have different challenges, and depending on what you call in is what you have at any given time. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. All right. All right. Anybody else out here? Not yet? All right. Mark's going, not yet. All right, go ahead, Ray.
Jessica, Trey, and Cheryl, I'll say hi.
Hi, Jessica, Trey, and Cheryl. Thank you for coming, and thank you, everybody, for supporting us. Super grateful, and please spread the word, too, because the more we teach people God's honest truth from love and guide people in how to do things from love, the better, because this is how we change the world even faster and quicker. So thanks again. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Nikki is asking about her youngest cat, Mittens. She says the one with the heart on its nose. Mittens doesn't like to be picked up or lay on people, but recently Mittens has been laying on Nikki when she sleeps, and she's wondering what's up with that.
Okay, Mittens needs new attention, needs more attention. The new cat Mittens is not into right now. She has to acclimate. So Nikki is asking about Mittens. That's her cat. That's been with her for a really long time. And she recently started taking care of another cat that's a stray. And even though it's not in the house, Mittens has telepathy, has God connection like no other, right? And she knows. She's got a big fat white heart on her black face, right? And she's really cute. It's right on her, like, her nose. So she is spending more time on top of Nikki, like needing more attention, affection, and that's what's going on here. She's having some issues with the new cat. It's funny, the new cat is like a flaming, tigery, reddish orange. And he was the one we talked about, I think, last week, who had the injuries. But so Mittens is going through an acclimation period where she's worried. There's this new cat outside, and she knows energy is energy. We know, right? Just like when you're home in your house and you feel like somebody's outside and you look out the window, but you don't see anybody, but you just fucking know somebody's outside. Same kind of thing. Mittens senses another cat, and, it's a new thing, and they're scared, just like uncomfortable. Oh no, what's going to happen to me? What if something happens? And so there's a little bit of insecurity in Mittens, and that's why Mittens is doing that. Yeah. So Nikki, one of the things you could do is just keep giving her lots of love, make her feel special, give her little treats, but give everybody. You can't give one kid breakfast without all the rest. Okay, so you got to be good to them, right? And just make her feel a little extra loved, okay? And this too will subside, and talk to her. She knows. Pets know exactly what's going on, right? Our pets know. I mean, I can say things and my dog will be in the other room and come running out because it's listening all the time, right? And she knows. I have 4 dogs, right? And they all know what is going on, right? So they hear you, they understand far more than people have a clue, because their innate nature is God connection, right? Yeah, so it's pretty powerful stuff. So the more you acclimate, show her love, listen to her, talk to her, tell her that you're not getting rid of her, make her feel secure, tell her that you love her, and this is going to be a good thing, and they're going to be friends, and that's what you're hoping for. And then tell her the story of your new kitty, that how it's a rescue, and you're trying to give it a good home, and that nobody's leaving, and you're going to do your best, and you're going to be there for her, and that you love them all, and there's plenty of love, okay? And talk to her and tell her, because they know. Isn't that right, Deb? Deb knows. Deb's a cat girl too. Okay, so who's next?
Teresa's asking a question. She writes that she is a Virgo sun, a Taurus moon, and a Gemini rising, and she would like to know what she needs to do to undo the crap from past lives. And she's also asking who's around her the most.
Okay, she is a Virgo sun,
Taurus moon, and Gemini rising.
Virgo sun, Taurus moon, and Gemini rising. Mm-hmm. And who is this?
Teresa Courtney Lloyd.
Okay, Teresa, you're a bear. All right, Taurus moon means you innately love beautiful things. The tough thing is, so you're a very, very old soul, and there's lots of work to do when you get to high levels of God or love or highest vibrations of, let's say, Christ consciousness, right? So when you get there, you usually have a lot of stuff, right? And every sign, in other words, in astrology, every sign in astrology has different challenges and different aspects and different great things in many different ways, right? Your big 3 is your sun, your moon, and your rising, right? But when you have a Taurus moon, all right, it's Earth sign. It's the 2nd house. So this tells me in your subconscious, there's some challenges there and things to be worked out. That you like money and you like nice things, right? That's Taurus. That's the 2nd house. It doesn't have to be in the 2nd house, right? But it's also Venus, the planet Venus. So there's many different things that come into play here, right? But overall, the fact that you have a Taurus moon means any kind of Earth moon is a massive challenge. And the reason is is, and I'm a Capricorn moon, man. It's like, woo. You know, like people out here say, oh, Capricorns have no emotions. Well, Tauruses are the stubbornest fuckers on the planet overall. So your subconscious is going to be like, fuck you. You ain't getting in here. So you are going to have some challenges because the earth signs bury their shit. It's earth, and earth is hard, and it's like a rock. And think of it as fossilizing. You know, we're going to trudge through this earth no matter what happens, and we're going to push this over here, and we're going to bury it. So innately, on a natural level, because you have a Taurus moon, it is the doorway to your subconscious in your OG or your original chart in Earth world. It is the doorway to your subconscious, right? Is your moon sign. So the fact that it's Taurus is going to present some great challenges, okay? And again, because they're stubborn. If you know any Taurus people, right, when they get something in their head, it's great for perseverance sometimes, right? But when they get something in their heads, it's sometimes it's pretty hard to like budge them. You know what I mean? Anybody know any Tauruses? Taurus moons? Because these aspects, I know, hi Deb. We got another one in here for you, right? But they can also be very beautiful and very giving, right? So Taurus across the in astrology loves beautiful things, all right? And Debbie is like Debbie and you are very generous in the healthiest spaces of your moon, because one of the things that both you and my friend Debbie over here does, right? One of the things you guys do is you're very giving, but you're stubborn on working on stuff for you and making changes internally for you because nobody wants to deal with that stuff. It's part of the challenges, right? But Taurus overall is a lovely sign, and there's a lot of good things in there. Now, the Virgo is going to be a double whammy because it's about allowing yourself to be emotional. All right, Earth signs hide their stuff, and therefore it can be challenging emotionally. But Debbie, on top of her Taurus moon, like she has Capricorn rising, you have Virgo as an Earth sign. Virgo overall is the most unemotional, right, across the board. And as you're rising, right, you may come off as cool, but it doesn't mean that you don't have any feelings, right? Like Capricorn gets a bad rap too. People with Capricorn moons and Capricorn gets a bad rap too. Deb knows about that, right? I also do too, because people are like my sister is always saying to me, how can you be so heartless? You have no compassion, right? You know, she's always ragging on me that I'm not warm enough or you know, compassionate enough. And that's part of this earth sign stuff, you know what I mean? And it does create some challenges. So the other thing, all right, you're asking me about these things, is your rising, which is what?
Gemini.
All right, Gemini, right? The thing about Gemini is it bounces all over the place, right? You get ideas and great information all the time. But all of these things can be really beautiful energies and are that, but you got to balance them and you clear out your stuff. So when you say to me, what is one of your greatest challenges? Because your moon is in Taurus, I would look into that avenue, but I would also look into your 12th house, right? What planets are in there, what sign is in there, okay? Your 12th and your 6th house, where your Chiron is, where your black moon Lilith is, what houses they're in, what signs they're in, what things are conjunct them. So there's a lot of stuff to look into. You're a part of fortune, okay? And let's see, South Node, North Node, your vertex, and this is a really great place. All these placements are really great places for all of us to start to look into us, because your 12th house is your past lives. It's the natural house of Pisces, right? Pisces governs the 12th house. So you're going to find a lot of your demons, and then whatever's in the 12th house is also going to be reflected, right, in everything that you are. It would not surprise me if your moon was in your 12th house, or you had 12th house, you had Venus in your 12th house, because it would connect you to the Taurus moon. Do you see what I'm saying? So you look at these things because the answers are right there, right? And then we work together and we go into those spaces, and which we're going to do in the future. And you can do yourself, right? All right. And, you know, without getting too much into it, we can all do this work. So, you can definitely look into it yourself, and you can also PM me and I'll help you out with that. Okay? All right. Go ahead. What else we got?
Nita says hello. And Susan,
Anita.
Nita.
Oh,
Nita Mormon.
Who?
Nita Mormon, the mailman.
Oh, hi, Nita. Nita assists us in one of our workspaces. Thank you, Anita. Anita. Go ahead.
Susan also says that she loves listening to your wisdom, and Christina says that she always learns something new from you.
Cool shit. Thank you. That's what it's about. Thank you so much. Thank you, Susan. And who was the other person? Christina. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. Fantastic. All right. So what does Nita need?
She was just saying hello, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
Ready for another question?
Yeah.
Okay. Roxanne is asking if her future husband, Michael, is going to make it through his cancer bout.
Okay. This feels really heavy to me. So what this means is Michael needs to make some big changes in the choices that he's making, right? I was talking to somebody today, and if we go and we do the same things over and over, things don't change. The choice is really Michael's soul, both subconsciously and consciously. It does feel really heavy, and this isn't to scare you, but this is to give you guidance so that Michael can make a different choice. What does this mean? All right, so you have, people who have cancer diagnosis is over here, and that's earth world belief systems, right? And earth world ways, but it is also metaphysical because everything is God, all right? That said, sometimes it's wise. The first thing I'm going to tell them to do is start praying on stuff. That's what I tell everybody. That's what I do and teach. Ask for the outcome you want from love. Ask for the best clearing of all the things blocking that. Ask for the best doctors, people, places, things, everything that you need from love to assistance, medicine, natural things, best ways to heal all of this from love in the purest form. All right. Thank you, God, for this for Michael and you guys, and the best of everything from love to make this the best it can be for all of you, and the best choices, wisdom, new ways of doing things from love. Because I feel, and thank you, God, for that for them, and clear the blocks that stop that from happening, and let no matter what happens, that they're happy and they let go of being attached to the outcome, and that they trust the universe and love that the best outcome is going to happen here. So it does feel very heavy, and I feel like that heaviness is you guys kind of like being heavy with it, being sad and upset, right? Ask universe to release that and give you the best way to be, and then ask God for universe love, right? For the best way to do everything, which we already did right here, so it's going to start happening. But then you must also make changes in Earth world. Look into holistic stuff. Look into your astrology chart. Look into these things. I can work with you, but you can also find other people. I don't want to tell people, oh, come and work with me. You feel in your heart what is best for you, and ask love or ask God, same thing, what is the best solutions for you, and your soul will lead you right there always. Okay? So this can be as great as you want it to be or as detrimental. We are all at crossroads in our lives. It's up to you guys to be in your heart, and because you have all the power to change this, all right? Okay. So you are going to be well if you make that happen. Okay? All of you. All right. Thanks. All right. Go ahead.
Cheryl is asking if she's going to find a job where she will not get fired when they check her background.
Yes, but you're going to have to do some spirit work on this. That means praying. That means talking to God, clearing your blocks, asking for what you want to happen, creating it, being free of being attached to the anxiousness about, oh my God, what if I can't get a job? What if this causes a problem for me? So you create what you want to happen from love. All right. The best job, the best people, the best being free of anything toxic. It's kind of like, it's not unlike when I went for a home and my credit was all messed up, right? And I've been through a divorce and I was trying to get my own place, right? And I remember the landlord being, well, your credit record sucks, but we're going to rent it to you anyways. It feels like a similar thing to that. Really, because that's all about judgment and toxic solutions, toxic ways in Earth world. Credit records, credit checks, everything is going to be falling apart. It doesn't mean that you don't do the right thing. You ride the edge and you balance everything out with love, right? So, when he says to me, oh, your credit sucks, right? I'm not going to let that bother me, because that's about judgment. That's about toxic crap. That's not the truth of God or love. That's about man-made societal systems that are designed to keep you in control, that are designed to be toxic to you. But we still live in this, and not just you, all of us, right? So we have to live in this reality. So we balance all these things from love. And we're always talking to universe, God, love with everything that we do. So we make the best choices always, okay? So if you pray on this stuff, you ask for what you want, the best job, the best people, the best situation, the best of everything you need from love, clear out your blocks, and I'm going to do this work for and with you now, and that you're happy, and it happens, you get the best job for you, ask for everything specifically that you want, let go, clear your blocks, let go of it from love, and then just do your thing in Earth World to make these things happen, okay? We good? Thanks God for that for us. All right, what you got?
Trey is asking, he said he would love to hear any messages from his guides if they're stepping forward.
Okay, what do we got for Trey, God? Trey, I feel like what they're saying to me is there's some new businesses coming in for you, entrepreneur stuff. I feel like it's going to be new horizons, new doorways opening up. And when I say entrepreneur, I feel like I know that you do some stuff on internet or social media. I feel like there's going to be new forums for you to do stuff, as well as speaking live, coming out live, writing a book. And I feel that you have already kind of been thinking about this in your consciousness. You have a lot of great things to share. You're a beautiful soul, and you have a great propensity to change the world. You really do. So these things are coming. Just make sure you're always in your heart for you, and then it'll reflect in all that you do. Okay? All right, who else?
Steve is asking, you good?
You know where it is?
What are you looking for?
Getting my water. Got it. All right.
Steve is asking that, he says he keeps hearing his name while he's sleeping, and he also gets tapped while he's sleeping. He wakes up and sees nobody there, and he's wondering who it is.
Tapped when he's sleeping. Can you tell me, what time in the morning is it, or is it in the night? Has he been sleeping for a while? Tell me about it. Is it physical tapping? Is it a tapping that he hears or that he thinks that is being tapped? Like tapping on a table or tapping on a wall? What do you got?
I'll let you know when he comes through.
I'll tell you what I pick up right now. Interesting enough, I feel like there's multiple taps and we just tapped into them. All right. That's what I'm picking up on. So while you may feel, because what does come in is a tapping on your leg, right? And it's interesting because I feel like some of this is multidimensional and some of it's energies in your home. Spirits, you have a lot of really cool gifts. So I feel like it's multiple ways and with multiple energies, okay? I feel like you multi-dimensionally travel a lot, whether you're aware of it. You should have a notebook and you should start writing because this is all related to that. And what's crazy is the message here is tap into it. Tap into your gifts. Oh, that's another good one. They're fun as shit, aren't they? All right. So this is how you're going to work on this, or if you choose to, because this is about opening up your metaphysical gifts, new doorways opening up for your dreams, your happiness, new avenues, because they're telling me you're pretty bored with your life. There's a lot of boring shit going on. Like, who isn't? Like, we've been locked down for like 2 fucking years ridiculously. Or, okay, I know I'm embellishing a little bit. But still, it's been like, rough. So this is about you finding your passion, right? Finding your passion. And this is leading you to that and tapping into it. All right. So how about anybody out here? Anybody have anything?
I have a question about Lucky.
Lucky dog.
Uh-huh,
All right. Mark has a question about his dog, Lucky. Go ahead.
Yeah. He's he just doesn't listen at all. And he's a Taurus,
Oh, that's so funny. And Lucky Dog is a Taurus dog. That's so funny. He has no intention of listening to you. None. I'm sorry.
He doesn't. I'll call him. He doesn't hear me. That's the thing. Is it because he's just partially deaf, or is it that he just really generally doesn't give a fuck.
He knows you love him, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Everything is energy, but he knows he can get away with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He knows he can get away with it. So even I don't really feel that he can't hear completely. Yeah, I feel like he senses vibrations and there is some sound in there. And he's not a stupid dog at all.
No.
So he reads energy. He's been alive for a little while now. So he utilizes his hearing gifts and abilities. Just like when people go blind, they can figure out where areas are and they adapt, right? Lucky adapts. Lucky is adapting to you, and he's testing you. He's testing what he can get away with and what he can't, because you have such a big heart, and Lucky knows it. And
He eats sandwiches every time I eat a sandwich. I make him a sandwich.
that's not necessarily what's best for Lucky, but Lucky likes it. Mark's telling me Mark and him have sandwiches together. But that's not necessarily what's best for Lucky's diet, right?
Yeah. He's only got 3 legs, though, so I feel bad for him.
Right, but clear that out. You see, because Mark's dog is a rescue. It has 3 legs, right? His name is Lucky. And Mark feels bad for him, so Mark makes him sandwiches. Okay? I know. This is like the stuff you can't fucking make up, right? So Mark has to basically get a set, right? And stand up and say, don't do this. In other words, he can't do this, right? You're going to have to say, I got to stop feeling sorry for Lucky. And I'm just messing with you.
No,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So let's clear the consciousness in you that feels bad and allows this to happen. Lucky doesn't want anybody to feel bad for him. Lucky wants to live. Lucky wants to fly. Lucky wants to have his greatest life. But just like your kids or anybody else, if you let them take advantage of you, just like Earth World Society out here, right? If you let them take advantage of you, they will. Do you see what I'm saying? If they're toxic. But a dog is not toxic in the way that people are. And Lucky is not that. Lucky is an opportunist. Do you know Daisy? Do you know Daisy May? Daisy May's a basset hound that we have. They're both hunting dogs. So I see a correlation in the energy between doing whatever the fuck I feel like doing. My name's Lucky and Daisy. They would get along great too. Because Daisy gets along with everybody because she just does, So this is about clearing out these blocks and putting the best way to be from love in place of this, and in terms of Lucky, and creating the best relationship, the best of healthiest things from love, the best of everything from love for you and Lucky. And thank you, God, for clearing the blocks that stop that from happening for Mark and Lucky. And thank you for these gifts and for all of us and in our souls and what we are be say, do, and create in the best way for us to know something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I was just messing with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anybody out here? One more out here? Nope. Okay. Jen, you have anything?
Nope, not right now.
All right. All right. Who you got, Ray?
Nita is asking. She says, "Hi, Lynn. I want to know if she's going to find companionship and why her business is at a halt."
Hi, Nita. Your business and companionship. Let me see. All right, God, what's the God's honest truth for Nita? Best gifts, tools, love, energy, magic, wisdom, everything that she needs from love in the purest form, please, now. And thank you, God, for that for us. Nita, your business is at a halt is because we all are going through massive transformation. And you're going to get downloads or ideas from the universe, the stars. People walk around thinking they thought of that when really that's not really how it works. Stuff comes in, you channel, right? Whether you realize it or not. That's your heart space. And so this is about your job is at a standstill because it needs to morph into new things. So think about what you love to do or what you would love to do, because this has everything to do with changing what's going on here. This is about changing to a new world. Just like we've had to change a lot with COVID, and we've had to deal with a lot with the masking and the crazy stuff that the government's been doing here, not just here in America, but all over the world, right? So this is about acclimating and saying, okay, God, and talking to universe and love. What are the best ways to change my business? What are the best things for me to do? What is the best avenues to take? What are the best gifts and tools that I need? Thank you, God, for that for me. And let me change all of this to the best successful business, and let me get back in business. And thank you, God, for that for us from love, right? So thank you, God, for that for Nita as well. Clear her blocks and let her be happy no matter what. But I feel like new things are coming for your business and new businesses, and you're going to add on and adjust and change, just like I'm morphing with my business. And we're doing these Facebook Lives here. Why? Because I'm guided by higher power, because what's coming is big, right? All right. And so they're guiding me to do these lives, right? Because I too have to change the traditional ways that I've been doing to guided by universe and guided by love, even when I don't understand, let's say, the whole picture as it manifests in its completion, right? And I can always talk to God and get the answers, right? So, but even when I don't know why in the moment, right? And God says, do this, or universe says, do that, trust that and start doing it, right? From love, right? So, with your business, new ideas come in, get your notepad and write them out, okay? This comes in big time for you and for everybody. If you don't know what you're doing or where you're going, ask love that you do. Ask love for the ideas. Ask God, love, universe, angels, whatever it is that you connect to from your heart, okay? What's the best job? What's the best destiny? What's the best journey? The best house? And bring it to me now, please, from love, right? And clear my blocks that stop that from happening, right? Okay, so I do see this for you. It is going to get successful. You're going to go through a period, I feel like right around November, a whole bunch of changes are going to manifest and morph, and new people are going to come in for you, Nita, that are going to open doorways. And so it's going to be a good Christmas or holiday for you if you celebrate anything like Christmas or around that season, okay? But it feels like a good traditional holiday season for you, and your business feels like it's going to pick up around Thanksgiving time and Christmas. The new business, you're going to get the information that you need, and you're going to start working on it between now and then. This time is designed to help you with that. The other question that she had was, what, partner? Was it a partner?
Yes, companionship.
Yeah, companionship is going to come in for you. A lot of people are going to be meeting their partners, but here's how it works. You can't be like looking for your partner. You ask for your partner. You call them in, the best partner for you from love, and that you're the best partner for them from love. You call them in, you let go, you let God, you clear your blocks, and you focus on you, your dreams, your happiness, because that's the quickest way. And then they're going to come into your job, your school, wherever you're at, because you don't have to search for the partner. You ask and you receive, and the partner comes to you, right? And also look in your chart. Look in your astrology chart, because where your Venus is, and this is compliments, I think Sophia guided me to this wisdom. Sophia and Madeline, my kids, are fucking fantastic, amazing master astrologers. They're just so fucking incredible, and we all learn from each other, and I'm so grateful for them. But one of the things my children taught me, right, in their astrology journeys, and sometimes they even teach classes at my place, or our place, really. But Sophia taught me that where your Venus, your planet Venus is where you are most likely, 98.99999, God tells me, percent, where you're going to find your partner, related to wherever that house is that your Venus, your planet Venus in your natal chart in Earth world is. That's your OG, your original natal chart, right? So that said, so like I was talking to a girl today, a client of mine today, and she was asking me about a partner, and Venus is in her 7th house, right? So this is about relationships. So she's going to meet her partner through relationships, also through long-term relationships like weddings. She could meet them at weddings, right? She could meet them through relationships at work. Any time she has like a family event, and all different kinds of relationships, she will probably meet her partner at, most likely, as well as when she's the 1st and 7th house go together. In her 1st house, right, she can meet her partner when she's doing stuff for her, right? Her dreams, her happiness, because the 1st and 7th go hand in hand. So it will be of something that has to do with her following her dreams, following her heart, doing her business, doing her life, having, let's say, here's an example, riding bicycles in the park with a bunch of friends, right? That's how she can meet somebody. She might might meet somebody else on a bike, or might meet somebody through a friendship, through relationships, right? And like, to give you an example with me, my Venus is in the 10th house, right? So I have met all of my my exes at and or through work, right? Right. When I was younger, I worked at a bar, right? A bunch of different bars when I was younger before I was in this space. And as I grew, right, with spirit, I would meet people where I worked, right? I would get dates and stuff like that. This is again years ago, but it's because my Venus is in my 10th house. Your 10th house is of career. So I'm most likely to meet people even on these Facebook Lives, or even somebody could just walk right into the shopping center here, because if I'm working here, I may meet them, right? Another job that I have had and still have, right, to help me balance everything and make ends meet with everything that's going on in the world. I also have another job that I work as well, because I'm a crazy Capricorn moon, right? So Capricorns are the workaholics of the zodiac. They're fucking crazy, right? So what happens is we have another job here, but it's also to help us. They're also about security, financial security, right? So in my other office, what happened one day is my twin flame, this is years ago again, walked right into my office in my other job, right, to rent a storage unit, right? So, and then I just looked up and I was like, oh my God, I got a problem here, right? So, but when you ask, you receive, right? And how that happened, that he walked into my office, right, was that I had asked God to return to me all the pieces of my soul that were missing, believe it or not. And a twin flame is your energy. So then within 2 to 3 months I met him, but the connection didn't happen till it was time for God's time, which is usually these things happen in the solstice. So it wasn't until summer solstice that all of a sudden he walked in the office and I went, because I knew there was that connection. Do you see? But how it happened was I literally asked God to return. I was doing soul work on me, healing me, working on me with universe. And I said, okay, God, return to me the pieces of my soul. But I had no idea that I was going to bring in a literal person when I did that. I was like, learning, right? Really great metaphysical learning. It's cool shit, right? So the reason I'm telling you this is how you meet your partner. You put it out there to God what you want, and you let go, you clear your blocks, you don't obsess about it. Because the more obsessing you do, the more you push them away and the more you obsess about having a partner, right? Just let go, let God, and your partner will come. But you can find area in your chart by looking where your Venus is in your natal astrology chart, where you're most likely to meet, or what house or how it's going to happen in that house for you, right? So thank you, Sophia and Madeline, for the great astrology gifts and magic, God magic that you guys share. I'm super, super grateful. And this is also how we learn from ourselves, from each other, from universe, in all different ways. And we help each other, which is super fucking cool. Okay, so who's next? Go ahead, Ray.
Tiara is asking if you could tell her more about the Civil War ghost in her room. I think you told Laura about it last time at one of the galleries.
The girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Laura's daughter, Tiara, is asking about a Civil War ghost that hangs out in her room. Can I tell her more? I need to know, Tiara. I don't need to know, but I feel like I'm going to ask this question because apparently I'm being guided to ask this question. The question is there a river behind your house, or a body of water, meaning like a river of some kind of tributary or something? Because what comes in, I feel like there's something about her being with soldiers and being on a boat and riding on a boat, or somehow behind your house, all right? And I feel like there's woods and there's property out there. There's a connection to her with this.
She said there's a lake down the street.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So she said there's a lake down the street, but I feel like there must be other avenues in there with this. And I'm just going to ask Spirit, what's the God's honest truth about this story? She's connected to the land. What I'm feeling like is go see if you can't find out what happened to the property, what was going on the property there in the 1800s. Because I feel like there's going to be some answers in physical earth world for you with that. Let me just see. I feel like there's a man and a boy, and they both have like Civil War colors on, and one of them has a jacket and a musket, and I feel like they're connected to her. Huh. All right, this is pretty wild. I feel that there is... Wow. All right, thanks God for the best words and how to explain this. I feel like she passed away on that property and she had scarlet fever. And I feel like the one was the brother and the other was the father. The mother, okay. I got the mother passed away, and I feel like the mother died earlier because the mother, I feel like the mother was the first to get it, and then she passed away as well. But there's a connection to the land there. Okay, and it's about the happiness that she has of the last times and those times with her family. It's pretty moving. And she connects with you, Tiara, because you are young. And you can also assist her and tell her it's okay to go to the light. Ask the angels to escort her. And she can always come back if she chooses. And you can always hear her because you're super gifted. All right. So you can call in anything from God or love at any time. That's what people don't realize. They know, a lot of people say to me, oh, well, if somebody's there and they come in, tell me if somebody's there or who's coming in for me. Well, sometimes and a lot of times people will come in for you, but a lot of times they won't. So a lot of times I just ask God, ask and you receive, you shall receive. So this is what I teach and do and have done my whole entire life. All right. And lifetimes, right? I talk to God or universe or love all the time. So you can ask to see her again. You can ask to be free of being afraid of her if you're having any issues. You can also talk to her. You can talk to your angels about this. You can talk to God about this. What's the God's honest truth, right? Here. But this is what I'm picking up, and it's a very magical space because it is a very sentimental, personal, magical time of the last times that she was met or was with her family. And what's interesting is that anybody here who has suffered a loss of somebody that they love knows how, when they have left Earth world, how special the last moments that you spend with them, whether it's days, weeks, however long it is, or just seconds, right? How important those times are to us and how emotional they are. Okay, so this is what is totally coming in for her, with you, with all of this, you and her. And she connects with you, and she knows you're gifted, and she likes you, Tiara. She gets a kick out of you. Oh my God, I know why. Because she's spicy, and you're spicy, Tiara, and she's spicy too. Like, she's like, fuck off, again, it's back from Civil War times, but she has that energy about her, and it's a magical freedom kind of energy, right? And it's a lovely trait because it brings with it passion. And too many people are so lacking of passion, right? I just had a client today say to me that, I didn't charge her for her appointment because I told her the truth of God, and she wasn't happy with what I said. But all I was telling her was this to help her, guided by higher knowing of God, right? But she felt like I was being nasty and mean and shitty because I speak the truth of God, because there's no sense in me not speaking that because you don't want to hear it or it's too hard to hear. My job is to help you, man. And if I don't tell you the fucking truth, then I'm not helping anybody, right? And so, and my heart goes out to her because she's thinking that I'm an asshole and I'm a nasty fuck and I shit and stomped all over her. In fact, those were the texts that she sent me, right? And I just said, okay, God, take care of this now, please, from love, right? And let me do what is best for me from love. Because this came in because she doesn't understand passion in a positive, healthy way, right? Rage is one thing. Anger is one thing. There's no reason for me to be angry. I'm being passionate. Why? To help people, to help them see truth of love so they can change the things that they need to change in the healthiest, best way for them. When I talk to God, I ask love to speak through me from the highest form of love. So the answers that I get are from love in the purest form to help people, right? And there's sometimes I say some crazy shit, but the people always call me back and say, thanks, Lynn. That was exactly what I needed. But sometimes it gets a little rough for me over here. Like, I don't want fuck you texts, do you? Right? But I don't take it personal. I'm like, okay, God, clear this out. And if there's any shit going on in me that was toxic in that call when I worked with this woman, and I didn't even charge her for her appointment, right? Because I know in my heart what's going to happen before it even happens. And that's about being in alignment with love. It is not me that's special in these gifts. It is my God space and talking to God that's special in these gifts. And we all have this, right? But I don't have to. I understand that when she's acting out, she's upset, she's angry, she doesn't like what I said. But I must tell people the truth of God from love to help them. Even when I know that they're going to get all shitty with me, right? But then I ask love to handle it. I ask love to clear it out. I ask love, if I'm toxic, to clear this out, but the best way to be from love. And these are all things that I'm telling you and sharing with you so you can do these same things. So nothing in your life has to be shitty or toxic or nasty. Because if you don't attach yourself, like if I attach to this, what this woman said, and she made me feel like a piece of shit, then I can't do my work. It can ruin my day, right? You know, who wants to be told unwell things? Nobody, right? All right, so what do? I just clear it out, ask love to put the best way to be, and I move on, and I give it to the angels, and I send her angels in love, because I don't want bad things for her. If I did, I certainly wouldn't be telling her the truth to help her, right? Right? But in our spaces of emotional stuff, it takes us time for healing. It takes us time to acclimate. And me too, because we're all people first. I'm a person first. Like sometimes I do get angry and I do get wild, right? With shit. And I'm like, fuck this and fuck that. I'm like, okay, God, clear this out of me. Because I'm a person first. And so is Jesus, and so is everybody else who is the higher end gurus and deities and spiritual beings that we know. Every single one of them that existed in Earth world was a person first, right? So you got to wrap your head around the idea of the crazy shit that gurus are these magical beings and teachers and spiritual people are these magical beings that aren't human, because that's bullshit. There's plenty of stories about Christ kicking trees and shit like that, you know, that you can read about in the Bible, right? Because they tell you the truth of God is that these people are really human. And you can see it in their actions. So what do? You talk to God. You talk to universe. You talk to love, right? To change and create things in the best way for you, right? Okay, so who's next?
Well, Teresa Courtney Lloyd said that all of this has really helped her get her shit straight, and she says thank you so much.
God bless you, Teresa Courtney Lloyd.
Yeah,
Thank
Teresa.
you. Jennifer screaming, yeah, Teresa. Jennifer's our great cheerleader tonight, right? Thank you for saying thank you. I'm super grateful. I'm glad that I could help. That's what this is all about, right? So now great things, or even more better things, are going to happen for you. Good for you. All right. So go ahead.
Jeannie says hello, and that her brother passed away last Saturday. She asked him for a sign, and she saw a white deer with brown spots on the side of the road today, and she's wondering if that was the sign that he's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's a magical deer. Okay, so Jeannie, is this Jeannie Radar, or is this different Jeannie? Yeah, I was feeling like it was Jeannie. Okay, that Jeannie. Okay, Jeannie, I'm sorry. I know it sucks in Earth world in our people spaces when we lose people we love, because attachment is a bitch. That's part of the enlightenment journey. So it comes with challenges. And I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, the deer that you did see was a magical deer. There's no doubt about it. How often do you see a white deer with these little spots on it? And it's super magical. It's funny because I almost feel like the deer was your brother, strangely enough, right? So it comes in as definitely a message for you. But it comes in that he took the form of that energy. And maybe you will understand that better. And it was to get the message across to you. He is telling me that he loves you very much. And he is recognizing that he wishes things could have been different. And he's telling me that you will know what he's talking about. Okay? And so you knew in your heart the answer. You always feel it in your heart, right? Tells you the truth. Okay. So you know, everybody out here, I used to say this to my dog all the time when she would look at me strange, and I'd be like, you know what the right thing to do is. You know. I'd be like, you feel it in your heart. You know, when she was acting up. Because you know your God connection. You know, you feel it in your heart. Huge. All right, go ahead.
Jamie is asking, she says hello, and then she said that she lost her mom kind of suddenly, and she didn't get to ask her mom what her mother's wishes were. And she said this has been bothering her. She's wondering if her mother is okay with what she did, and can you please tell her that she's sorry she didn't ask her.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry I'm laughing because your mom is here, and she's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, she's not even in that space. And this is also what happens. In other words, it was already forgiven. Anything that you could imagine that that would be detrimental in your space of doing the right thing or feeling guilty or feeling bad about. She's quite a character, and she's kind of like don't even worry about it, right? She's just like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. So she's saying to me, it's funny because she feels alive now. And that's how her energy is, like, alive, right? I still feel she is still around you a lot in Earth World. I feel like there's still some acclimating and healing to do for both of you. And this is why also she would be around you. But she feels really alive. Like, I feel like before when she was here, she couldn't really be alive. It's almost like she lost her passion in some way. And she's telling me that you are great. You shouldn't have any regrets or anything unwell with this. And she's saying you were in your heart, you did all the right things, and you did a great job. And this is where it gets rough for me to say this to you. She wouldn't trade you for the world. That's her words, okay? Just so you know, I'm sorry I'm getting all emotional. That's empathic stuff, right? She wants you to know that. She wants you to know that. She wouldn't trade you for the world. So that's super powerful gift, right? Let me see, is there anything else from her mom? Around you all the time, around you in the kitchen, there's something about candy canes, holiday times, really nice holidays together, special times together, she's telling me. So what she's doing is she's going through a whole assessment within herself of all the wonderful times, and she's sharing this with you, okay?
She asked if you could please tell her that she loves her so much and that she misses her so much.
She knows. She knows. She's saying these exact words. She loves you so too very much in that exact sequence. So too very much. It took me a minute to wrap my head around it because it's like not how we would all necessarily say it, but she is saying that to you. So too very much. Okay. All right. Then she's telling me about some kind of Santa hat that somebody has. It looks like it's green, but it looks like a Santa hat, but it's not a Santa hat. It's a winter hat, but she's showing me that either she wore it, you wore it, somebody in your house wore it or has it, or it's a joke or something, but it has to do with that, and it's something she's giving me in Earth World to connect you with that has some kind of powerful meaning here. And it's like a dark hunter green, like a dark green, and I feel like it's knitted, but it has like a floppy thing that could fall over on the top. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Who's next?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Thank you. All right. Who's next? Anybody out here?
I have a question. Relative to the empathy and feeling things, when you're doing this, I feel sometimes deeply like the lady in Tiara's room when she talks about how much that girl loved her family, or the deer thing, or this mother, how much she loved Jamie or whatever. But it just seems like a lot of deep feeling without much practical use for me. You know, I mean, I see you tap into these emotions and then you help people with it. But for me, as I sit here as an observer, I could tap in and get really emotional, but I don't see the practical application of me getting emotional all the time, tapping into other people's shit.
Okay, so Dr. Steve is asking about how...
I mean, it's cool that I can do it now, and I feel things so much.
How he is empathic. Go ahead.
But it's also a pain that you feel like a little, whatever, crybaby all the time, crying all the time.
Well, and he feels like it's challenging to feel other people's feelings, but that's also you tapping into and all of your gifts, right? So he wants to know how it's like practical, because he doesn't want to feel people's shit all the time or people's stuff all the time, which I can understand too. But yet at the same time, he recognizes that it's an amazing gift. And you absolutely do have these gifts. When you say that, what happens is one of the reasons, the biggest core reason this happens is because emotions are the creators and the truth of God. Okay? They tell you the God's honest truth about what's going on in somebody's heart, somebody's feelings. This is a gift that you have to share with the world, right? It also helps you tap in to the soul of other people, right? For both healing for yourself and healing for others. It also allows people to understand and see that you are authentic in who you are and what you feel and what you say. Just like my videos here. You know I speak the God's honest truth. You know my heart is in it. You see that. You know that when you meet me, my energy, and this is why this happens. Okay, because the truth of God is that we are emotional beings, and it's all part of the grand design to be in this love energy space and have these gifts, and for multiple reasons, communication wise, right? To understand people, to help people, to understand ourselves, to understand when people aren't telling us the truth, right? And also to send out messages to other people about our gifts and other souls and who we are. Does all that stuff make sense to you? Yeah. So when we say practical, we think, how does that help me in Earth World? Because, you know, sometimes it's rough to feel somebody else's emotions and cry, right? Sometimes it can be pretty tough. But also in other ways, I felt people really nasty energy in people's souls, that it was super toxic, and the fact that I could feel that energy was super protective for me, because I knew to stay the fuck away from them. Like when there was a toxic guy who tried to abduct my daughter when she was like 9 and was walking down the street, and my kid had gone to the 7-Eleven like for one of her first times, and I told her she could go by herself, and then I got this really shitty feeling, and I saw the dude or whatever, and I was like, oh, this doesn't feel good to me at all. So then I'm sending angels and sending protection energy and sending love and light and lions and Christ energy to protect her, and then I'm instantly asking God, protect my kid, bring her back to me in the same way she left. Let me know the God's honest truth about what's going on here, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm sending all this out to God. So when we have this information, we can tap into this, and this is designed to help us in all ways, you know, even in practical Earth world. Because if I didn't, you know, just like when you see somebody walking down the street, because this is totally what happened, and you know what I did, you know, it was to go back to when you see somebody walking down the street, you know, you feel their energy, and that's designed to protect you. Somebody doesn't feel good, you know what I mean? Same thing, like they stole my kid's bicycle one time, and we couldn't find the people who did it, and I asked God to know who were the people who did it, God's honest truth. And like 2 years later, I see a bunch of four teenagers walking down the street, and I knew instantly it was them. Couldn't prove it in Earth world, but God answered my prayers. Always happens that way. Ask and you shall receive. Always, right? So same thing with my kid going to the 7-Eleven with that guy who tried to abduct her. She came running home. She was safe, and we had to go to the dentist. And I asked God to see the guy who it was. And we get in the car. We go to drive to the dentist. We come around, and the dude was on a bicycle, and the bicycle rode right in front of my car, so I could see who this dude was that was trying to abduct my kid. Ask and you shall receive. God will bring you all the answers. These are our gifts. They're immense and they're massive. The more you work with love, the more you work with God, the more you're going to be able to call the shots on anything. Just like from love, right? From love. Always from love in your heart. Right? Not doing nasty, fucked up shit. Like one of my exes, you know, he said, oh, I tried the stuff that you teach. And he goes, yeah, I can't stand one of my bosses. And so I asked that he got the flu. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's not how you do it, man. That's bringing nasty shit back to you. You know, he goes, but it worked. But still, right? That's not how you do it. You want to be in alignment with love and in your heart. So that makes sense to you, right? Thank you, because it's important for all of us to know and understand. And when you ask me questions, they answer with and through me. So I learn why this is too. Do you see? And we all help each other because that's the truth of God. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so who's next and where are we time-wise?
It's 8:25.
Okay, so we still got some time. All right.
Jessica Strobel is asking, she says that she's a Gemini sun at 29 degrees, Aquarius moon, and a Capricorn rising, and she's wondering what she needs to know to navigate this upcoming full moon.
All right. So Gemini sun at 29 degrees. What's your birthday?
I'll let you know what she said.
Okay. All right, so repeat that one more time because I was over here looking at this Gemini something. So it has some kind of relevance. The question that I asked has a big relevance here with her question. But go ahead, tell me what.
She says she's Gemini Sun, 29 degrees, Aquarius Moon, Capricorn Rising, and she's wondering what she needs to know to navigate this upcoming full moon.
To navigate this upcoming full moon.
She's on her birthday too.
What?
Her birthday. You ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
It's June 20th, 1981, 10:07 p.m.
Yeah. All right. So what is her sun sign?
Gemini.
Okay. June 20th. And when does Cancer start?
I want to say the 21st or 23rd
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. So she comes in as a cusp baby. All right, so here's the biggest things that you need to know, which is why this came in for you. And while you may think it has nothing to do with the moon, it has everything to do with the moon. The reason you are asking about the moon, and if I'm talking too fast, holler, okay? I tend to go zzz, okay? Because I feel that you're a cusp baby, right? So you're not just Gemini, you're Gemini Cancer. And Cancer is the mother, it is the mother moon, it is our subconscious. So this is why you are super connected to the moon, and this is a super powerful time for you, right? But also look into being a cusp baby and all the properties or aspects of Cancer, gifts, tools, love, energy, magic that come with this, right? So because you have a big connection to the moon with your cycles, with everything that you are, and mother energy and family, okay? So this is coming in and you say, what can you do? What moon is it? Do you know what moon it is?
It said it was, I think, August 22nd, and I think it's going to be in Aquarius.
Okay.
Which is her moon sign, too.
Which is her moon sign. Right. And so with the Aquarius moon sign, all right, so Madeline was telling us that this upcoming moon, she believes, is August 22nd, and the Aquarius, it's going to be in Aquarius, right? Okay, so and that would make sense that you would also connect with that on top of this. The biggest gift that universe can tell me that you should ask for with this moon is, you're going to love this, acclimate your head with your heart. Balance from love. Yeah, because that's wisdom. That's tapping into wisdom all the time, which is what I do, which is what anybody who is spiritual does, right? And the more we do this, the more gifted we become, the more we open our gifts, and the more we balance. But that's the biggest thing you can ask. Ask to free you from any and all Aquarian traits that are toxic, unhealthy, unbehooving for you, as well as Cancerian ones as well. With Aquariuses, we tend to get in our headspace all the time and overthink stuff because they're the super intellects of the zodiac, right? Or of astrology, the super top intellectuals, right? Of course, as a general rule in the signs, right? Now, also, what comes in is to also ask to be free of those Cancer aspects that are toxic of you in you as well, that are non-behooving. You can also ask to enhance your gifts of these things in the healthiest, best way. But the biggest thing is that balance of head and heart, so that you speak and come and live in wisdom, because wisdom is the highest intellect or the highest intelligence that is. It is love in its purest form, right? So wisdom knows how to do everything. So like in this world with all the bullshit that's going on, and Bill Gates and all these people trying to come up with solutions, and all this toxic crap that comes from hate, right? And all the changes that they're making, not a damn fucking one of these things really comes from love in the highest form of God. In fact, when you are in this space of God, you just channel and you know all the solutions. I could tell you solutions for the school systems, for the government, new solutions for the whole new world across the board. Because the more you work with God, the more these answers come in. The more you work from love for you and live your greatest life from love, the more you talk with spirit, the more these great things come in, and you have all the power, right? So these solutions are coming from love, and it is happening. The consciousness is shifting, right? Sometimes in my people space, I'm like, oh my God. You know, we're all like that sometimes, right? So those are the best gifts and tools right now that come in for you. Just be aware that Cancers tend to wallow in their shit. And then if you put that with Aquarius, you overthink the wallowing in your shit 100 times a Sunday. So clear it out. Thank you, God, for that for us, because it doesn't help us. It's not that it's bad. It's just that, is it helping us in any way? No. So let's ask for the best way to be from love in place of this. And thank you, God, for that for us, right? For all of us, right? Thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. So what else we got?
Candy Bernard is writing in. She wrote, I'm a Sagittarius. I feel surrounded by negativity a lot. I'm trying not to absorb it because I think I'm an empath. What is the best way to block negative vibes?
Okay. What is her name?
Candy Bernard. Candy Horn Bernard is her full name.
All right. So you came in as Candy, Candy, because you are looking for the sweet stuff in life. This is why you have all this toxic going on, right? Sweet stuff in life. This is why all this toxic is around you, because this is about healing on a subconscious level where you're not sweet to you, where you're not healthy to you or healthy in you, where you kind of subconsciously beat yourself up on an internal soul level. And this isn't indicative of you. This is the problem with the whole fucking world. We're a bunch of self-haters, right? And that's why all these problems are happening, right? The world hates itself, right? And then it spits it all out like vomit all over the society. And now we have this problem, right? Truth. It's the truth of God, right? So the reason is because we're all old souls, and we came here to heal ourselves and live our greatest lives and change this planet. And we can't do that without doing the work. This is a world that is governed by the metaphysical law of Capricorn, or the metaphysical law of Saturn, right? Which is the universal law of Earth world, the governor of that, right? Just like a metaphysical law, all that is God, right? Is the metaphysical law of everything that is. And Earth world law, or Capricorn, right? Or Saturn fits within that because it's Earth world dimension, right? So in Earth world, right, we have to do the work from love. Nothing is for free, right? That's the problem with the world. They want everything for nothing. They don't want to do the work. They're toxic in their hearts. Their crap is pouring out, and they're not grateful. And when I say they, you'll know who they is. It's people who are not in their hearts, right? Who aren't doing the right thing from the purest form of love. And if you're not sure if you are, ask God to be sure. Ask God to know where you're not. Ask love to free you from that. You don't have to wallow in misery. Just ask God to be free of it. You don't have to literally feel it and feel like you're a piece of shit or anything like that. Ask love to clear it all out of you and put the best way to be from love. Nothing has to be felt in an awful way about ourselves, but this is the work that behooves us to do. We don't have to do anything ultimately, right? But the energy that we are, right? If we hate ourselves internally and our subconsciously, it's a subconscious thing, and we're not aware of it, then people can't love us. Then we have challenging, toxic relationships, and toxic everywhere and somewhere in our lives, right? Like my Pisces, my Black Moon Lilith is Pisces. So I lived a whole entire life, right, where every relationship I had was abusive. And this isn't just about love and sexual relationships that are personal. This is about mother, father, neighbor, friends. This is about people constantly wailing their shit at me, and nasty. And it reflects where in me I didn't love me, where in me I was toxic to me. Do you see what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't even know you're doing it because it's a subconscious thing that you've carried with you from lifetimes. And all these answers are going to be in the 12th house. So, but they're going to reflect everywhere else in your chart as well, because you've come in here to heal this. And the fact that you're knowing that this is going on is one of your greatest gifts, because it's hard to change anything if you're not even fucking aware it's happening, right? So that's a blessing in itself, right? So I'm going to go backward for a minute. What was her specific question?
She was asking the best way to block negative energy.
Yeah. Okay. So it's funny you say that, because I have some great stones that I use all the time as of recently that I absolutely love, that I happen to put here in my hand. I don't know if you guys can see these. I'm going to kind of step up, but here is citrine, and here is what is that, labradorite, right? And these are fantastic stones, and these are tiny, and sometimes I'll put them in my bra, right? Boob editions. So, or I put them in a pocket in my sweatshirt like I had them. These are really great stones for sucking up other people's toxic energy. See, I do a lot of energy work. Like when I say these prayers right now, this is energy work. All right. So when we create stuff, it's energy work. Words and thoughts create, and this is what we're doing. We're creating by working with energy, right? So when we clear stuff out, I'm going to ask God to clear, heal, and change this for you to the best way to be from love, all energy that is all this, and for us, all of us, and put the best way to be from love in place of this in our souls and what we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is. And the best way for us in order something better. Thank you, God, for that for us, right? So this is how you do it. You do the energy work. But these stones will also protect you, all right, on a high-end level. I use them when I do a master soul energy work in my what I call my studio space, my energy room, right? So when I work with people, I use these because it helps to prevent me from taking all this shit on that is other people's stuff, right? And also, when I go places, being an empath, you will pick up the toxic energy because the world is on fire right now with toxic energy. So these are some of my favorite top-of-the-line stones in these times for high-end spiritual beings like ourselves, right? No matter what space of God you're in, these are great ones to equip yourself with. I usually try to bring 2 of each, 2 labradorite and 2 citrine, but tonight I have 3 citrine and 1 labradorite, and they don't have to be giant, right? The other things that you can use also come in are amethyst, black tourmaline, moonstone, okay, selenite, clear quartz crystal will magnify them as well. Rainbow crystal, rainbow quartz crystal. All right, these are all coming in. The nice thing about the rainbow quartz crystal too is that it has little rainbows in it. So it kind of like the rainbows are like happiness and joy and beautiful colors. So it kind of annihilates that toxic energy. It's like, fuck you. You know, and it sends these little rainbows out. It's in the energy. It's pretty cool. All right, so this is another way that you can, all different ways that you can work with these stones to help you. Okay? All right, anybody else? Is there more?
Yeah. Okay. Danielle is asking about when she'll be able to move out of her house and when all the drama with her parents will be resolved.
Oh, Danielle, I love you. Fucking love you, Danielle. If I could bring you into my house, I would in a second. I would. When is that gonna go down? Well, the bottom line is we talk about this all the time, doing our spiritual work. And so there is more work to do. Take a look at your chart. Start working on those things. All right. There's a lot to learn. Like everybody sees your OG or your original natal chart, but there is a subconscious chart. There is past lives charts. There's our parents' charts. There's synastry charts. There's, charts of your friends, your lovers. There's so much exploration and past life charts as well, and things that you can look into. But you start with your subconscious soul, you, and your original chart to start banging stuff out, because these are the things you're going to notice in Earth world, in the physical Earth world first, right? So I would start there to do this. I believe that you already are doing some of this work. If not, you can come to classes here and you can do the work with us, right? Anybody can do them. They can call in, and it's a pretty reasonable fee when we do our classes. They're Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, and we do a lot of clearing and healing and energy work and chart work and teaching with all of this. But you can also do it yourself, right? Ask and you shall receive. Ask love. So with all of this, it's kind of like, the more you do the work, the more you get closer to doing this. This can go out 2 to 3 years, or this can go out as quickly as 6 to 8 months. So this is up to you, Danielle, how much you want to work on this, how much you want to do in your heart. It doesn't mean you have to do it with me or come to the classes or anything like that. It means you got to start getting serious about this if you want to change that. and put it out there to spirit what you want. Start creating the house that you want, or a room that you want, or a space to rent, and start clearing your blocks that stop that from happening. So again, I feel it could be as quick as 6 to 8 months, possibly 2 to 3, but I don't really feel you're ready for that. However, definitely it could be as quick as 6 to 8, and then it could be as many as 2 to 3 to 5 years, right? Up to you how quickly you want to do the work. Okay, and you can always tune in here because we're always doing clearings and creating stuff for people as well. And this is what we're going to do more into the future as well for everybody. Okay, so thanks, Danielle. All right, go ahead.
Kathleen is asking if you could send vibes to her horse for the shows that her granddaughter is going to show him in.
I love horses. Fuck, I love horses. Absolutely. I'm just going to send lots of love and healing vibes and all good energy. The best of everything from love. Okay? In the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is to everybody. And your souls and all we are to be, say, do, and create, and all that it is. In the best way for us and all, or something better. Thank you, God, for that for us. Your horse, he feels like he's in pretty good condition overall. The horse feels like he's got his shit together. And he's ready for this competition. He also feels really good in his heart. He feels strong and powerful. And he comes in as being white. And I'm not sure if that's because he actually is physically has white in him. I feel like it is, but it's like he's glowing and he's ready and he's beautiful. He's beautiful and he's excited about the competition. Be in your heart, follow your heart, pray on it, and it'll be awesome for everybody. Okay? And he's so stoked. When I get in his space, he's like got like he feels like he's the shit. Okay? He does. He's like, oh. It's really awesome. And people think animals have no feelings. They're fucking out of their minds. Most animals have way more feelings than people. Right? Because people tend to be naturally more toxic than animals because animals are super connected to God and love and universe all the time. Different way of being energetically in Earth world. All right. Go ahead.
Teresa Courtney Lloyd is asking if her grandmother has any messages for her. She said her grandmother was so special in her life.
Shit. She has a family of bears, man. Her grandmother is a bear. Oh, wow. What is her first name? Did she say?
She did not. But I'll let you know when she does.
Yeah, I feel like she has an old world name like Elizabeth, or she was an Elizabeth in a past life. She has a lot of queen energy. She's really, really enlightened. She has a super powerful soul. The reason I say bear is she's showing me a polar bear. If you look up polar bear as a spirit animal, they're super, super high vibrational spiritual beings. And she is showing me that. Like this really big polar bear. I feel this is who she is. She's a fantastic teacher.
She said her name.
What is it?
Bessie Madeline.
Bessie, yeah. And Madeline, oh my God, right? Very old world names. But also she comes in as an Elizabeth as well from past lifetimes. You guys have had many lifetimes together. What was her exact question? Because I gave a lot of information that came in.
Just if her grandmother has any messages for her.
Okay, well, all that was for you, for sure. What else for Teresa? She wants me to tell you that you're a bear too. You are super gifted. She's telling me, she's going, you're a bear. You're a bear. So she's holding her hand like this and she's going like this. So she's saying this because she wants you to realize how powerful you are. You have super amazing gifts. Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Steve is asking if Jesus really did resurrect.
Ooh. All right, God. What's the God's honest truth about Jesus and resurrecting? That's a handle, right? When I get in this space, I get what's the God's honest truth here, God? Clear our blocks to stop anything because there's so many beliefs, so many stories, so much stuff that we hear about this. from through religion, through time, through history. What's the God's honest truth about Jesus? Did he resurrect? I get yes, but I'm getting it's not in the way, the whole story isn't in the way that we think and or tend to believe. Everything gets manipulated by man over time to control the people. So the answer is yes, but it's not in the way that we think. Okay, and we can ask God for the God's honest truth and go into that, into the future as well. And I'm going to ask God for the answers to all of this. Because it's not like, people think, oh, suddenly this thing happened and that's not the way it went down. When I get in that space, I'm like, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Who's next?
Candy is asking if her dad has any messages for her. She's been dreaming about him lately. He's been gone since 2005.
Candy's dad, 2005. He's actually around her all the time, and he's a guide. What messages do you have for Candy, God? God's honest truth. We're going to clear this energy too. Take a sage break. All right. Thanks, God, for the God's honest truth. What is his name?
Rachel? She didn't say.
All right. Feels like he comes in as like a Bob or a Robert, another old world name. He's coming in as a matter-of-fact guy. Like he gets his work done.
Bill.
Yeah, William, Bill, Rob, Robert, Bob, right? So yeah, it's an old world name. He comes in as a meat and potatoes man, matter of fact, to the point, but he does come in as being a little bit reserved and quiet at times. So I wouldn't necessarily, I feel like he talked to you and he talked to his family, but I wouldn't say that he was like overly outspoken or anything like that. Did you have a blue dress when you were younger, when you were a kid? Was there a favorite blue dress? I feel like it's like a dark blue and it's almost like a satin blue. I don't know if you've ever seen Gone with the Wind. And there was a little girl that they call Bonnie Blue. And I feel like she had some kind of dress that was blue in it. It was like Rhett Butler's daughter and Scarlett O'Hara's daughter. But it's like a blue dress and it feels like it's like satin and it's very dressy. And he's showing me this dress, so you may know about it. I feel like it's something you liked when you were a kid. He's also telling me to look through pictures. They're telling me to tell you, and he is too, to look through pictures, to make connections, to this here. Any messages for her? He's saying, no, just that I love you, and so much. And he is around you. And most of this doing medium work here, like this, it's all designed to help people. All designed to help people, to heal, to understand that there's life after death, right? And that it's not in the way that people think, and everything is energy, and energy just changes, right? And love never dies. Love never dies. And love always wins, always. I also feel like he had at one point in his life, it feels like he was losing his hair and he was a little bit balding and he had dark hair on the sides, and there was also a pair of darker glasses. This is the person he is showing me. I feel like it's him. Yeah. And also I see blue jeans, flannel shirt, and a t-shirt, old world clothes, like workman clothes, direct to the point. He loved his life. He loved a simple life, he's also telling me. Simple. He wasn't about a lot of bullshit. Like, kind of like me. I'm very direct. I'm to the point. I don't want to get all involved in drama. And I say what I got to say. I let go and I let love, right? All right. So that's what I feel This is all the stuff that he's saying that's coming in for him and you. Also something about the beach and sand and putting his toes in the sand, and having his feet in the sand. He's showing me, I'm actually feeling my toes move as I'm saying this. So I feel that there's something about having his feet in the sand. And this is all connections that you may find, and you may not understand them right now, but they will come in, and you will understand them in time. A lot of times when we do this work, it doesn't. Many times, it doesn't resonate with people, or they don't understand, or they don't get it because they're thinking too linear. They're really super emotional, and they're caught up in the emotions of this time or of this moment because we love. Right? When we get all emotional, we can't see things clearly. We don't hear things. We don't understand them. So you may want to listen to this tape again, write some and jot some stuff down so that you can see these things into the future. I feel he's telling me these things so you can connect again with him, and this has to do with healing as well. Yeah. Anything else? No, he is one of your guides. He's around you all the time. Again, the kitchen comes in. I feel like it's one of his most powerful family times is in the kitchen. Also, the living room, sitting in a traditional, like a chair or a spot on the couch that he loves, that he tends to gravitate towards, like his chair that he likes. Okay? All right. How about you guys? Anything out here? No? You heading out, Deb? Oh, you're going to stay for the whole time? Go, Deb! Thank you. All right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Wendy has a question.
See around me, that's probably coming in with.
Okay. Wendy wants to know who I see around her, right? But Wendy's really gifted, and she already knows the answer to this question because it's all the people that she's been talking to me about recently. Friends, else? Fathers, grandfathers, right, those kind of connections. There's an old world mother energy that comes in who had dark hair that used to wear it like in a bun. Do you know anybody like that? Your grandmother, yeah. And she also has glasses. Her energy kind of comes in as as like a little Hansel and Gretel kind of witch energy, right? So I feel she's super magical. When I say witch, she's a good witch. You know that, right? That doesn't mean she didn't have some toxic shit in her past lives, right? However, this is the image that she's showing me, and she's more tiny than she is big. Does this make sense to you? And she's also showing me like a dress. Like if you looked at the traditional old world style books of Hansel and Gretel, they would look similar to the images that she's showing me. Okay? This is ways that you can connect to her in Earth World. She's also telling me about books and puzzles for you. Did you ever do books and puzzles with her when you were growing up? And special TV shows.
I did. We did a puzzle together. that day of my birthday, the year that she passed.
Yeah. Wendy says she did a puzzle the day of her birthday in the year that she passed, so that's coming in. I know this is going to sound crazy. Did you ever watch The Love Boat with her? The Love Boat. That's what comes in. Remember The Love Boat back in I don't know, what was that, the fucking 70s? Yeah. Right? Because they're singing The Love Boat. Watching the TV show. Also what comes in is Quincy. Okay? Yep. The Odd Couple. Yep. She's showing me these shows. It's so funny. You know why? Because I did the same thing with my grandmother. And they show me this in the images. Isn't that cool? Yeah. It's cool as shit. Yeah. She's saying thank you. Thank you, Wendy. You gave her, I'm going to cry. Like a family after the family. You gave her really great times and a very special relationship. I'm crying, man. Woo. All right. And she's coming in super powerful with you, all around you. Yeah, I feel like she's one of your guides too. Are you aware of that, right? Yeah. She cooks with you. Yeah. Cooks. She was a big cook. Oh, yeah. Huge. Yeah. Huge. Oh, yeah. Made great shit. Oh, yeah. Why aren't you making any great shit for me?
I tried, and I can't do it like she did.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. She's saying you have all the gifts I have. All the gifts I have.
Chocolate chip cookies, I still can't get it down. They were the best.
Yeah. Thanks God for changing that now, please. to having that
Okay,
gift.
I'll
Thank you,
try
God, for
again.
that for all of us. Who doesn't
I'll
want to be
try
a great
again.
chef or cook? Thank you, God, for that for us, all right? And the best way for us to know we're something better from love. Thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. All right. You good? All right. That was very, like, woo, emotional. All right. Rachel, what do we got?
Kathleen is asking if she has any angels helping her through her life.
Ooh, my sage is burning here. My sister's laughing at the destruction of my property here as the sage starts burning the table. Classic Jennifer, right? All right, so, okay. Bring me back to where we were. Thanks.
Not Candy. Kathleen is asking if she has any angels helping her through her life.
I'm laughing because they're screaming around. They're going, 50! 50! You got a fucking football team! It's really kind of funny. You just never know who's going to have what or why. Yeah, like a football team kind of energy. And I'm sitting here like, well, why is that? You do have personal angels, but when I see that, I feel like they are like at your service, right? So there's like 50 of them. There's more, right? But these are like, there's different kinds of angels and different ways that they look. And like, this is like a standard, like, I feel like they're like 8 to 10 feet, this football team, like, and they're at your disposal at any given time. As you grow spiritually, you will work with them more and more, as well as you'll have your personal angels too. At any given moment, you have 3 to 5. And they all help to guide you and do the right thing from love, and they are guiding you at all times. They talk to you a lot. You are also a super powerful healer, and you will get information from them into the future, as well as from your guides. One of your traditional angels comes in as a medical intuitive angel, which is really neat for healing stuff. They whisper in your ear. They whisper in your ear. Something going on? Did I burn?
Smoking.
I'm smoking back here. Jennifer is now saving me.
Debbie caught it.
Thank you, Debbie and Jennifer, for saving me. We burning down the house, right?
Sage.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right, so I dropped a piece of sage, so it started to burn up. Okay, all right, so back to where we were.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. We don't want to burn. Then we won't have these shows anymore. Right? Okay, so yeah, there's one that whispers things. I'm sure you're going to connect to this. You must know that you hear voices in your head, and this is not just your guides, but there's this one angel who comes in and speaks to you solutions and remedies and things that you need, kind of like the gifts I have, very much like that, but unique and unique and special to you. Okay, let's see. So like, she'll give you remedies, home remedies. She'll tell you why this angel will tell you why things are not right. Like mentally, emotionally, and in a whole bunch of different ways, as well as remedies to help. Like they'll be like, oh, lavender oil for this, or you get an idea of lavender oil, or you'll get an idea of how to change somebody's diet, or that you shouldn't give somebody this, or that you can't have that, or because it's toxic to you, or do you see what I'm saying? So this is one of those gifts that you have, this angel, because you're a super powerful, and everybody here really is, everybody who's tuning in. You can't not be, because what you are is what you attract, and if you resonate with us, there's a reason for that, okay? And that means that you're part of that Christ, that high-end Christ consciousness energy, okay? Is there anything else? What is her first name?
Kathleen.
For Kathleen right now. Not right now. There is something about your there is. I say not right now, and as I'm saying that, they're talking to me. So they do that a lot. There's something about a block to all of your healing gifts, and so there's work to do there on that. Look at your Chiron and look at your Black Moon Lilith, as well as your South and North nodes, right? And your 6th and 12th houses and what's going on in there if you're going to do astrology, right? But you can also, if you want to do the astrology and look more into it in that way. And also, ask God. Ask love to clear, heal, and change this in you. And thank you, God, for that for us, so that you can, and that you embrace your gifts, heal whatever this is, and clear it out in you. And this starts the whole process, and it starts to happen when we do this now, please. And thank you, God, for these gifts for Kathleen from love in the purest form, and for all of us who so desire it from love in the purest form, in the best way for us to want something better. Thank you for these gifts in our souls, and in all we are, be, say, do, and create in the best way for us to want something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. Go ahead.
That's all the questions I got.
That's all we got? Mm-hmm. All right, so what time is it?
It's 9:01.
All right. Oh, perfect timing. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming. We'll see you next week at 7:15. We're super grateful for coming. If you have anything you need assistance with, let us know, okay? And bring it next week. You write it down. And have a great night. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.